The Atari I.O. button is here because today I'm going to review what was a Christmas gift from Justin, the head of Atari I.O., back a couple of Christmases ago, and that gift was Desert Falcon for the Atari 2600. Let's go ahead and take Desert Falcon, let's pop it into my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how the game holds up today. Let's go to the game. Desert Falcon was published by Atari and, according to randomterrain.com, was most likely released in 1987. I believe it is based on the Atari 7800 version of the game. This was programmed by Bob Polero, who also programmed several other 2600 games including Defender and Roadrunner, both of which are reviewed in previous episodes. The back of the box says the following: Dare to steal the Pharaoh's jewels. You are the Royal Desert Falcon questing for precious gems and Egyptian hieroglyphs hidden in the endless desert. Invincibility, warp speed, and quick shots are only some of the many magical powers you'll gain on your search. Use them to capture a trove of treasures, but watch out for the evil ones. Mythical flying beasts, blazing firepots, and Halloween sphinxes guard the jewels you seek. Which, by the way, is pretty much a copy of the Atari 7800 box. Desert Falcon is a Zaxxon-style 3/4 perspective shooter for 1 or 2 players alternating with 4 modes of difficulty. The difficulty switches are not used with this game. For the controls, use a joystick to fly, moving with flight controls, where down increases your altitude and up decreases your altitude. You can both hop on the ground or swim in water if low enough. It's tricky to pull off, and in my humble opinion, not really practical to use, but you can also hover at just the right amount of altitude at slow speed, barely over the ground, able to pick up treasures without landing. A single press of the fire button will fire a shot. You can also hold down the button for continuous firing, but you will only have 1 shot on screen at a time. A double press will activate a power-up when available. Scattered on the ground are hieroglyphics. By landing or hopping on one, you could pick it up and it will be shown on the lower center of the screen. When you collect 3, you will either gain points, gain a power-up to use later, like temporary invincibility, or an air bomb that destroys any flying enemies on screen, a bonus like an extra life, or even an automatic power down, like temporarily losing your ability to fly. And the order that you collect hieroglyphics counts. For instance, getting an eye, then a sun, then another eye will get you extra points, but getting 2 eyes in a row and then the sun, the same 3 icons but in different order, will get you an extra life, at least on the standard difficulty. The manual makes it seem that the game difficulty can affect how combinations work, although I'm not sure that's really the case or not. Along the way, you can pick up silver bars, gems, and golden eggs that I assume come from golden geese, which are quadruple the size of standard geese. You can collect these treasures by either hopping on them or hovering right over them, gaining points and adding to a counter on the center bottom. During your journey, you will need to avoid bad guys, hitting obstacles, and random shots that come from a far-off sphinx that will hit you if you don't move your position when you hear the sound of them coming. At the end of each level is a Sphinx Boss. Every one of these bosses takes a single direct hit in the middle of the face to destroy. I found the best way to do this is to line up a little lower than your highest altitude and then lining up with the face itself for a shot. If you defeat the Sphinx, you will enter a timed bonus round where you can collect treasures. The values of these treasures depends on what you did during that level, with most of the points gained from gathering multiples of the treasures you picked up. If you knock yourself out during this bonus level, it will not cost you a life, but it will cost you some precious time. Once the level is complete, you will go on to the next level, which can have a different color scheme, and your treasure indicator at the bottom will reset. The game ends when you lose all your lives. Scoring-wise, the value of the treasures is shown at the left of the treasure counter, starting at 50 points apiece. In the bonus rounds, the value is multiplied by the number next to the treasures. So if you picked up 5 golden eggs and the base value is still 50 points, each egg in the bonus round will be 5 times 50 or 250 points apiece. The enemy values range from 100 to 1,000 points each, and some of them can also add points to the base value of the treasure for that round. The first Sphinx Boss is worth 5,000 points, and that value goes up each round 1,000 points until it maxes out at 10,000 points. You earn a life every 10,000 points, maxing out at 4 lives in reserve at any time. Graphically speaking, for a 2600 title, the game looks fine, with the Sphinx and the animation of the Falcon, with shadows being the highlight. Sound-wise, the game seems to have copied the solid opening tune and the OK sound effects from the 7800 version, which makes sense since the 7800 uses the same chip for sound. Family-friendly-wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today. Currently at PriceCharting.com, the game has a value of $9 loose, $18 complete, and $27 new. So what do I think of Desert Falcon for the Atari 2600? Technically, it's kind of impressive that Bob Polero was able to pull off this game at all on the 2600. You got good graphics, a 3/4 perspective, and a somewhat deep power-up system, at least deeper than the majority of the Atari 2600 library. However, in practice, this game loses too much, what makes the 7800 version pretty enjoyable. The zoomed-in area is simply too cramped, leading to almost unavoidable deaths if you try to stay anywhere in the middle. And the graphical limitations makes it hard to judge and effectively shoot flying enemies, and sometimes avoid obstacles. In the end, I simply stayed near the top of the screen, changing altitude to avoid the Sphinx's long-range shots until I reached the end of the level. Doing it this way helped me last for quite a while, but it also took a lot of fun out of the game. So it was either being kind of bored staying near the top or getting frustrated with easy deaths trying to engage in combat in the middle. In the end, while I appreciate the ambition of this port, I feel it would have been better off left on the 7800. So where are we going to rank Desert Falcon among the other 2600 titles I've already reviewed? Unfortunately, rather low. I'm looking in the 200s. I'll give Cross Force the edge at 211, but I will put Desert Falcon over Bermuda Triangle at 212. So out of the 259 games I'm now ranked for the Atari 2600, Desert Falcon is flying into the 212 position. Desert Falcon on the 2600 tried its hardest, but ultimately fails to deliver. Go play the 7800 version instead. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on the Twitter, join the Discord, support the show at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer, and click the bell so you don't miss any future videos. At this time, I'd like to thank Justin from Atari.io for the gift. Be sure to check out forums.atari.io for a cool small forum site dedicated to Atari and other retro fare. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to see you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and if you happen to be a Royal Desert Falcon, you might be better off not trying to steal treasures that don't belong to you.